Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavīryaṃ Karavāvahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Om Shanti Shanti. Śrīhariṃ paramānandam upadeṣṭāramīśvaram vyāpakaṃ sarvalokānāṃ kāraṇaṃ tam namāmyaham aparokṣānubhūtirvai procyate mokṣasiddhaye sadbhireṣā prayatnena vīkṣaṇīyā muhurmuhuḥ svavarṇāśramadharmeṇa tapasā haritoṣaṇāt sādhanaṃ prabhavetpuṃsāṃ vairāgyādi catuṣṭayam. Aparokṣa Anubhuti vīkṣaṇīyā muhurmuhuḥ prayatnena. There is one evakara there. Eva prayatnena. Just now I noticed that. Sadbhireṣā prayatnena. This evakara really creates problem for us. Others cannot do that. Only sadbhireṣā prayatnena vīkṣaṇīyā. So this evakara, where should we add this eva? Should we say sadbhireṣā vivakṣaṇīyā? Or mokṣasiddhaye aparokṣānubhūtiḥ muhurmuhuḥ vīkṣaṇīyā. Aparokṣānubhūtiḥ eva vivakṣaṇīyā. That also is not correct. Sadbhireṣā vivakṣaṇīyā. So the evakara prayatnenaiva vivakṣaṇīyā. So it's an emphasis on prayatna with certain commitment. With a certain commitment, sadbhihi vivakṣaṇīyā. Or we can say only sadbhihi, this is a thing that should be looked into only by the people who are qualified for it. People who have got shraddha. Sadbhihi should be taken as, so by the people who have got shraddha, shraddhalubhihi. And people who have shraddha. Shraddha is very important. Shraddha will keep you going. Shraddha alone can keep you on this track. People can very easily get discouraged. Therefore, sadbhihi here is with shraddha alone. You should look into this. Without shraddha, what is the use? That's the whole idea. Now this vairāgyādi catuṣṭayam pumsaha prabhavet. For a person, Pumsaha here, not for a male alone, for a person. Puman here is Purusha. For a Purusha, a person, prabhavet. The vairāgyādi catuṣṭayam. All these fourfold qualifications which he is going to talk about later, starting with vairāgya. Viveka, vairāgya go together. Generally it starts with viveka. So viveka, vairāgya, vairāgyādi, any one of the four will bring in the other three. The etc. Always, etc. the word will always bring the other members of the group, the jati, etc. So when you say, please bring book, etc. Book, etc. means not book, coke, and everything else, So, book, etc. means book and then pen, notebook, etc. Your glasses, not cell phone. Book doesn't include. So, this etc. always brings in the relevant other members of the group. If there is no group, then you can't say etc. You have to know Atma, etc. You should know Brahman, etc. So there is no Brahman, etc. So there is only one Brahman. There is no etc. So some people talk like that also. Yeah, I see sometimes. So the Atma, etc. You see, we have to use etc. properly. Very dangerous word, etc. So any word is a dangerous word. If you don't use it properly, it's a... So, this vairāgyādi, anyone will bring in all viveka, vairāgya, mumukṣutvam. Then there is another sixfold qualification which itself has got Adi, Shamadamadi. Therefore, Shamadamadi won't work. We have to say vairāgyādi, vivekādi, or mumukṣutvam. Moksha ichcha, Adi you can say. Fourfold qualifications are going to be discussed. So these qualifications themselves are to be acquired. The sadhanam itself will naturally take place if you live a proper life. All this will naturally come to you. This is a very beautiful thing, for which two causes he gives. Hetu, kāraṇaṃ. One is svavarṇāśramadharmeṇa. So here, varṇāśrama, svavarṇāśramadharmeṇa nishtaya. Varṇāśrama dharma. One, we will look into that. Then tapasā haritoṣaṇāt. Number two. svavarṇāśramadharmeṇa. Varna and ashrama, two things. Varna is a group. A group is called Varna. A group determined by one's contribution to the society. So one's contribution to the society is determined by birth or by choice. Somehow it became kind of a janma. That's a fact. That is the varna. It has nothing to do with the word caste. That's a translation. The caste system. Varna ashrama system. Dharma. Dharma is that which sustains the society, the welfare of the society. Each one's dharma is duty, swadharma. This is what is called swadharma. Swasya atmanaha dharma kartavyam niyatam karma. So let us understand this, afterwards we will take the spirit of it. So niyatam karma, enjoined karma, expected karma, expected contribution to be done, karma. In this you have no choice. What is to be done? What choice you have got? Once you say to be done, the choice is gone. You don't need certain choices. Should I breathe or not? What choice you have got? Even should I live or not is not a choice. Because you are a managing trustee of your body. You are not the owner of the body to decide whether to live or not. Who are you? You may not be interested in living, but the body has to be managed by you. Better manage it properly. It is an entrusted property. Your mother has ownership. Father has ownership, and grandparents, great-grandparents, some monkeys also have got ownership. And therefore, so this body is not solely owned by anybody. Therefore, you don't have ownership. When you don't have ownership, then somebody has to maintain this body. And the most qualified person to maintain this body is the one who realizes the headache and who understands immediately a back pain. And that fellow is only you, nobody else. Therefore, you are highly qualified. Where the shoe pinches, you know. And there is a pinch in the stomach, you know very well. Nobody else can know. You have to tell. Even the highly qualified doctors, you have got to go and tell what the problem is. And afterwards, they will try to find out what the problem is. You know, with all the machines. You have to go and tell. So how, otherwise your family doctor should be able to come to you whenever you have got some problem. And then he should come to you. So I saw a problem for you, he should come. He must have some telepathy connection, etc. You should complain. Complaining patient. Therefore, you are the most qualified person. So we cannot appoint also anybody else who will maintain this body. There is no auction. You have no option. You have to maintain this body. Doesn't belong to you. See the deal. It's a very bad deal. But that is a deal. So it doesn't belong to you, and you have got to maintain the body because you are qualified. You are born qualified. You are born qualified, connected also. And you have grown up along with this. Either you have grown up or not, you have aged along with this. And therefore, so this is something that is intimately known to you. You are a managing trustee, appointed by the judge. Over. The judge after judgment, he does, like this, 3 times, Okay, you are the managing trustee. Maintain it properly. You can't even do away with it. And so, a certain responsibilities on your part, which are not open to choice. So with murmur you can do it, or without murmur you can do it, or you can enjoy doing it also. That is the growth. This is called swadharma. This swadharma is there for everybody. Whether you are a Norwegian or American or South American or Indian or anybody, you have got a duty. Animals are all programmed. We need not spell out the duties. So you need to, swakarma is always there, swadharma is always there. So you assume many roles. You play many roles in life. In every role there is a contribution from you. Every role there is a contribution. So there is no role without a contribution. Suppose in a play, you don't have any role to play. That means you need not be there on the play. You are not in the cast. No, I have nothing to do, I have to stand. That is your role. I have to stand at the gate. That is your role. That is your role. So at least 1 or 2 words. Sometimes, when we distribute roles to the people here in drama, so people want some kind of a role where there is some action is involved. So don't ask me to stand. Children always have a problem. So don't ask me to stand. But somebody has to stand. So you have to give 1 or 2 sentences while standing also. So I create 1 or 2 sentences. Parak. And make you walk up and down. Say something. Ask him to do something, then he is happy. Therefore, every day, everybody should be. This is advice given. Every role has got its karma to be done. There is no role without to be done karma. This is called swakarma. This swakarma we can make choices, or it can be made. Something that is already set for you. It's all set for you. Therefore, in this particular family, this fellow is born, and what is he going to do is very already determined. That is called varna dharma. That is the job. This is your job. Man, woman, all of them, everyone is given a certain duty. In duty, there is nothing superior or inferior. Swakarmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manava. It is absolutely clear. So your duty doesn't make you great. What you do doesn't make you great. How you do it makes you great. So you can be, you can do priestly karma, teaching karma, administering karma, ruling, a defense karma, state duties. Or you can do activities in commerce, in agriculture, vanijyam, krishi, gorakshanam. See, we use the word gorakshanam. It's not go samharanam. This is a cow slaughter. Gorakshanam. You can have all this or certain karma. Or any type of work you do. Different types of activities in the society are required. There should be a blacksmith, there should be a carpenter, there should be a priest, there should be a washerman in the society. Samuha. Yesterday I received a phone call. In the village, the Samuha people means the community owns a certain land. This community land got distributed, means this community land was in the hands of different people. And these different people were doing different jobs to the community. And the families are no more doing the jobs but holding the land. So we had to get that land back from them. That became a difficult job. To get the land back, it is not good for you, it is community land, don't have it. It is kshetrapaharanam, it is papa. And he says, I have already pledged the land for so much rupees. For that much of money. Then we had to give that money and then relieve the land. Retrieve the land. Now, like this, all the land was... We want to make an ideal village. An ideal village. Ideal village means everything should be proper. Nobody should misappropriate. So we got all the land back now. Still there are about 7 acres. 7 acres or 2 acres. Still to be retrieved, almost all retrieved. The land is all earmarked for different jobs. Amazing, very good system. It's all duty-based. And each one contributes to the community welfare. This is the real varna. What is the problem with that? But the growth lies only in your doing, how you do it, with what devotion, what dedication. You can convert it into yoga. That's called karma yoga. Niyatam kuru karmatvam. This is my contribution. This is what I do. I contribute. So this is a very big thing it is. And that contribution also contributes to you. That very contribution pays you. The community takes care of you. You contribute to the community, community takes care of you. This is paraspara bhavana. So mutual help. But in this, aim is my antakarana shuddhi, my own growth. Then it's called yoga. Therefore, swadharma palanam paripalanam means upholding my swakarma, doing what is to be done by me. Brahmana does his karma. Kshatriya does his karma. Vaishya does his karma. Shudra does his karma. In the karma there is nothing superior or inferior. Because it is to be done. To be done may kya inferior or superior. But then how do you do it? That makes you a guna brahmana. Understand? Swadharme nidanam shreya paradharmo bhayavaha. One thing is set already. Other thing is to be acquired. Attitudinally you grow. You can do the same karma with a feeling of dejection or with enthusiasm. This is my contribution. Just makes you straight. Otherwise you lose your height. Droop. You become a hunchback. Even while talking, I go up group. I become like this. So, dharma. That's why Rama walks like that. I don't want to talk about Krishna is like this, means he is not. There is another concept, is Ananda concept. Ananda is always wavy. So Krishna is always presented with three bends, tribhanga. You can never see a straight Krishna. He is not a Krishna. That's a Krishna. Straight. Ananda, that flute and the pose, everything indicates Ananda, the lilt, the lahari. Ananda lahari. Rama, Dharma, straight. Very beautiful. Concepts are very clear. And therefore, by doing that karma, one grows. So dharme nidhanam shreya. Doing one's karma, one's own duty, is going to be inhibited by one's own tendencies, one's own likes and dislikes. They will come and interfere. Whatever that is to be done, I have no raga for it. I have a dvesha for it. I dislike getting up daily in the morning and doing this. I don't like this at all. But it is to be done. But what do you like? So what do you like is what you are not supposed to do. What do you don't like is what is to be done, like in eating. Whatever you like is always fattening. Whatever you don't like, it is good for your health. That's how it is. The whole setup is like this. But therefore you have to learn what you don't like, but it is good to like it. What is to be done, you like it. What is not to be done, you don't care for it. That means you have grown up in your life. You are not in the hands of ragadvesha, likes and dislikes. They are two gundas. And these fellows, they control you. Where to go, where not to go, what to look, what should not look, how should you look. Everything they decide. Gundas decide. These two fellows, ruffians, inside they are sitting there. They set you. You think you are free. You are not free. When you go out to this shopping mall, then only you can understand how free you are. You cannot move from a place, even though you cannot use any one of them. You are not going to buy any of them. It's all very costly jewelry, it's very costly. But still you can't pass by without looking at it and imagining how will you look when you wear that, and when you wear that. All that you have to imagine. You can't pass by because inside there are fellows sitting there. They are not free. You are driven. Driven by inner gundas. We are supposed to be free. You are free only to. You have got freedom because you need not carry money. All that you require is only a light card. Light card. It doesn't weigh at all. You have a few cards, really speaking. Whole life is controlled by few cards. All cards. And you have to use the cards, and then these cards turn into CHORDS. Cards. You are strangulating. Very strangulating cards, okay? Cards. You understand the cards? They are cards. Master cards. enslave you. Before that you were a master, but now you are a slave. Master can't. My imagination goes on creating. All this, so we are all enslaved by our own likes and dislikes. But if you live a life of that kind of the contributor's life, not a consumer's life. How much I contribute today, then only you are a grown-up person. A child is a consumer, cannot contribute much. And an adult is a consumer and a contributor. And a very well mature adult, not grown-up adult, a mature adult is one who contributes more than one consumes. So you consume less, contribute more. It's an entirely different society. That's the Indian society. Now it is converted into consumer society. We don't even have the culture for that. It's a contributor's culture, varnashrama culture, duty culture. But now it's converted into consumer culture. We don't have. Consumer means you have to play the roles. Then there are some rules you have to play. So you have to cut the other fellow's throat logically, legally, properly. There's a competition. So it's like a tennis game. You start with love and fight it out. Like marriage also. So tennis and marriage are one and the same. You start with love all. Then fight it out. Grow in the process. If you are intelligent, you will grow in the process. Marriage is yoga. Really. It's meant for growth. Meant for growth, and then you grow into a complete person. And then that is called varna dharma, ashrama dharma. As a student, what are your duties? No matter to what kind of work you are going to do later. As a student, it is common. It's called ashrama dharma. You are a student. As a student, what dharma you have got? What do you learn? Whatever you learn, student dharma is called ashrama dharma. Then you are married. Then you become a grihastha. Then it has got its own dharma, ashrama dharma. You have got other roles to play in the society, very important roles. You become a contributor. And a student is more or less a consumer. But later he pays back by being a contributor. That's the ashrama dharma. Then vanaprastha, sannyasa iti, a preparation to sannyasa. Then a sannyasi's dharma is to pursue this knowledge exclusively. Even just a person is there in the society pursuing this knowledge is teaching the rest of them what is to be done, for which he doesn't own anything, he doesn't possess, no possession, no ownership. Just the pursuit of knowledge. Mokṣaya. So exclusive pursuit. So now you all pursue moksha, really, this is all growth. Moksha means self-growth, self-discovery. That's what every grahastha has to do. Then out of them, if there is someone who has reached a point where he exclusively pursues this knowledge, he or she, then that person is given a particular identity. And the society recognizes that person, takes care of that person also. And the society respects, recognizes, respects, not branded as a hobo. Very beautiful. That is sannyasa ashrama. So this svavarṇāśramadharmeṇa, this sādhanaṃ prabhavet, then naturally you are no more in the hands of ragadvesha, living a life following dharma, what is to be done. Even if you don't have varnashrama division here, but still swakarma continues. At a given time and place, what is to be done is obvious. And doing it properly with the right attitude, then one grows. One is not in the hands of ragadvesha. The spirit of varnashrama will never die. It is always relevant. It is a method, that is the only way of growing. If you analyze your own growth, it's all there, swakarma. You begin enjoy doing what is to be done. That means you have grown up. You don't have any big need to do other things. You've grown out of them. That's the growth. That's when the person will begin to think of what is the purushartha, what is to be accomplished in life. And the absence of connection between usual pursuits of people and the end to be accomplished, between what you do and what is to be accomplished. Purnatva. Freedom from being small and insignificant. You are free. That you heard here, there, you read a paperback, all that becomes relevant. It captures you at some time. When there are many things to do, this idea is always underneath. And once those things do not really mean much to you. You grow out of them, you begin all those apatata, this is what they call modern, even this neo-spiritual people. They also serve a purpose in that way. Neo magazines are there. Health food sells all these things. You go to health food store, buy some peanut butter, and then you pick up some leaflet, and Swami talks. And how to improve your self-worth. That looks very interesting. Self-knowledge, okay. Something. That's how you go. It begins with alpha, and you end up with omega. Honestly, this is how people, you all have come to this in this form. If you look into your own life, how, at whatever stage you are, thanks to one thing or the other, you find yourself seeking, pursuing, listening to Aparoksha Anubhuti. Of all things, where is Oracle? And where is Java and Sumitra? Where is Panchadashi, Panchakosha Vivarana, Viveka, and then Aparoksha Anubhuti, far cry. You know, from San Jose to Sailersburg, it's a long flight. Eh? 2 flights, you have a lot of driving to do. Far cry. Some people went to Bali for having some holiday from Norway. In Norway to Bali they went for having holiday. Bali Island and beach and all that, and then I ended up with some chanting. And of some strange sounds. And Bhajagovindam, etc. Amazing. From what we come to what? Things are poles apart. But there is something underneath. There is a search going on. Those who live a life, either asmin janmani janmantareva, either in this life or in the previous sojourns, one had started, and then one has that inside, gets connection. And pursues. So, svavarṇāśramadharmeṇa, Again, tapasā haritoṣaṇāt. Harihi is Ishvara, Bhagavan. Ishvara prityartam ahamidam karishye. Haritoṣaṇāt. Because of Ishvara's grace, it's a earned grace. It's not that you do namaskar to Bhagavan, then he is happy. Bhagavan is flattered. You can't really flatter Bhagavan, because you are going, no flattery is going to work with Lord. You can say you are infinite without knowing what is infinite. You are all knowledge without knowing all knowledge. You are all power without even imagining what it takes to have all power. Without having no inkling of what is all knowledge. All knowledge means what? Nowhere. Not in the fringe of all knowledge anybody is. Therefore, you are not going to, even if you repeat all these words, you are of infinite knowledge, you are of infinite power, you are of infinite mercy, you are in mercy. These are all mercy words. You are of infinite love, you are of infinite. God is love. Because this fellow is loveland. He has no love. He wants love, wants to be loved. Therefore God is love. Whatever you want to be, want to have, you invoke God in that form. An emotion, an emotional God. You fall in love with God. And God also falls in love with you. Finished. Two fallen in love. No. So it's you tap Ishvara. Whatever you say, it's okay. Without understanding alone, we praise God. He's not going to be flattered. Ishvara is never flattered. Then that action, that vachikam karma, produces a result. You ask for grace. That asking is karma. You have to ask. That asking is karma. You have to knock. And knocking is karma. So, you earn the grace. That is why there's a tritiya. Tapasā haritoṣaṇāt. The Ishvara's grace is earned by tapas. Any prayer karma is tapas. Anything you do implying any sacrifice on your part to make it real, it becomes tapas. That's why there is always sacrifice. When they do abhishekam, in the worship, there's the milk, honey, all these are used, some sacrifice. It's something offered. Sacrifice. It can be made use of by somebody. That's not sacrifice. That's making use of. So some kind of sacrifice. Time sacrifice. Denial sacrifice. Doing something that implies allotting time, implying some effort. Distribution of wealth. It's all sacrifice. Purta karma. By all this, haritoṣaṇāt, ishtān purta. In general, tapasā, haritoṣaṇāt, by sacrifice, by purta karma, vapi, kūpa, tadākādi, devatāyatanāni ca annapradānam ārāmasca, purtamit avidhiyate. The community requirement you are able to fulfill in some way. These are all purta, vapi, kūpa, tadaka, etc. All that is community needs. In the village, even today it is relevant in India. It's called olden days. Water harvesting for the public. You help public well, providing water, pond for the cattle, Adi school, home for children, Arama is there. Chaul trees in those days, but now home for children, schools, hospitals. Devatayatanani, temples, altars of worship. Annapradhanam, distribution of food, are providing opportunities for people to earn food, earn their livelihood. Annapradhanam ārāmasca purtam iti abhidhiyate. Called purta karma. Fulfilling the need of the society. Very beautiful. There is tapas, sacrifice is involved. You earn grace. This is how you earn grace. Punya. And prayer. Ritual prayer, oral prayer, mental prayer. So by all this haritoṣaṇāt, this sadhana catuṣṭayam jayate puṃsāṃ. This fourfold qualification you acquire with some small little effort, you gain all of them. It's very simple because you are living a life always crossing all the T's and dotting every I without being picky. Living a life of dharma makes you a mature person. and a life of prayer also, and life of giving. Life of giving, life of prayer, and doing once. To be done karma, one is ready, mature. So the maturity itself is characterized by a few things, which he will tell in the following verses. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.